Alright guys, we're back in the main poker room playing the 3K, and I already busted in 20 minutes. First 20 minutes I busted. I played a hand quite poorly, and I already re-entered. So I'll tell you about the bust out hand. It was pretty bad, guys. Pretty bad for live MTT for sure, you know. Middle position opens to 700 at big blind, 300. And this is a guy who's been like, in the 20 minutes that I've been there, I saw a hand where he 3.5x pre-flop and he had pocket tens. So I knew he didn't have an over pair. So he opened 700 in the middle position, and then the guy on the button calls, and this guy's been playing every pot since I've been at the table. It's been 20 minutes, but he's played like every single pot. He calls 700 on the button. I'm in the small blind with Jack 9 suited. And starting stacks are 40,000. So I raise to 4,200. So I make a big hefty raise. The original opener from middle position, I assumed his range was weak and he folded, which was nice. The button comes along, which I was like, okay, whatever. You know, I was hoping to get a fold in that spot. But the button comes along and the flop comes 7-5-3 rainbow. So the pot is around like 10K-ish at this point. And I decide to c-bet 4,200, which I think is probably a little bit too big in this situation, honestly. I feel like I should have bet smaller, but yeah, so I c-bet 4,200 and I get a call. The turn comes seemingly a good card, a 9. So now the pot is 18,000. I'm sitting here with Jack 9 suited on 7-5-3, 9. And the 9 brings in a diamond flush draw. I don't have diamonds, obviously. So I was deciding, I was like, should I check here? Should I bet small? Should I bet big? It was like a kind of a weird spot because I'm not sure what he's calling on the flop with. It could be like sets. It could be hands like pocket 4s, pocket 6s, pocket 8s. Maybe overcards, maybe like ace queen suited with a backdoor or something like that. King queen suited with a backdoor, some hands like that maybe in there. Anyways, I decided to bet 9,000 into 18, and he thinks about it for like a minute, and then he goes all in, which is 20,000 more. I only have 20,000 more behind. So then I went in a tank and I was like, what does this guy have here? Like, he's playing a lot of pots. Maybe he could have like 9-8 suited or something and just go all in on a turn. Maybe he could have a hand like a backdoor flush draw that hit a flush draw on a turn, go all in on a turn. But like most of the time he's just gonna have a set, or maybe a hand like pocket 10s or something. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, either a set or maybe he has a hand like, I was hoping he could have a hand like 9-8 suited, or like a backdoor like flush draw, like king queen suited or ace queen suited, just trying to blow me off or whatever. But yeah, obviously he didn't have that. I think I should have just made the fold on a turn here and kept 20,000 in chips, but I called it off. And I thought maybe because he's playing so many pots, he could have some garbage here. But yeah, so I called it off, and he had 8-6 offsuit, guys.
That escalated quickly.
For the absolute nuts. He defended 8-6 offsuit to my $4,200 pre-flop raise. When he put in 700 pre-flop, and he put in 4,200 with 8-6 offsuit, and just jammed it in on a turn, you know. And I was baffled, but what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? I think I made a big mistake on the turn by making that call. So that's on me. And now we're on bullet number 2. We got starting stack, so hopefully we can get there. I'm about to head back to my table, guys. So good luck to me, and hopefully we can get something done here. Hopefully we can turn the trip around, get some momentum going. Would be nice. Gather up some chips. So we'll see what happens. See you guys. All right, guys. We're in a different casino now, as you can tell. Weird things happening. We're at the Venetian. And you know why, I think. We busted again in the 3K. Just couldn't get anything going, and then at big blind 800. Cutoff opens. And we're in the small blind with 6-5 suited. It's a marginal defend, very marginal defend, but I think it's fine. I checked in GTO Wizard, it said like 50-50. 50% call, 50% fold. So I defend the 6-5 suited. The raise was to 1700 at big blind 800. And the big blind was like super reg. 3 bets to 6,000. And then the cutoff folds, and I'm like, do I just fold here? Maybe it's just a fold, but that guy had been 3-betting a lot, so yeah, just the fact that he's been 3-betting so much, I thought a low suited connector would be a call, but I checked in GTO Wizard, it was very, very close, but it was folding, but he went smaller than the size he was supposed to go there into 2 players, so it becomes more of a call. So it was probably like, with the size that he went, it was probably like a 50-50 call or whatever. And then flop comes 7-4-2, 2 spades. That's 6-5 of spades. Yeah, how do we lose, guys? 7-4-2, 2 spades. We have 6-5 of spades. I donk jam it all in. And he calls, he has ace-king, ace of spades. And we just don't hit anything. It just turns an ace and rivers a brick and fucking... That was that, unfortunately, you know, and I'm trying to find the poker room in here. It's got to be somewhere around here. Poker room. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. And then we busted. So now we're at the Venetian. We're going to max late reg a tournament. We usually don't do that, but I don't have any other plans for today. And I'm also going to play the 3K tomorrow as well, because you get 1 re-entry per flight. So I'll play the 3K tomorrow as well and try to build a stack in that. It's a very good tournament, very good structure. I mean, it wasn't super soft or anything, but I feel with that structure, I have a pretty large edge over the field. And it's just, yeah, any of those spots we get it in, it's just, we just can't win, guys. I don't know what's going on. I mean, actually, I do know what's going on. It's live MTTs at their finest, you know. Or any MTTs at their finest. There's so much variance in MTTs, especially live ones, because you're one-tabling, right? You're one-tabling. I played like 10 tournaments out here, right? Cashed 1, and it was the cheapest one I played, the $800 one. It's the one I cashed. Now our live tally, we're down $30,900, so basically $31,000. And now we're looking to play this Venetian 1100, and then tomorrow I'll play the 3K, and then I don't know. We'll see what happens, guys. I really don't know. So we're getting crushed so far. Most of everyone on Team 651 that's out here is also getting crushed. Ryan's still in this, Ryan LaPlante is still in this 3K tournament. He was actually at my table, which is kind of nice to see him at my table and playing really well. I mean, I'd rather not be on my table, but it's just kind of cool to see a familiar face every now and again. So I'm going to stop recording now and find this poker room so I can late reg, and I'll let you guys know how that tournament goes. Take care. Got in the Venetian 15 minutes ago, and so far, things are going decent. I doubled up first hand, ace-king. I raised under the gun ace-king off of 13 big blinds. Ace-king suited. Big blind 3,000. I raised to 6,000, and big blind called. Flop came ace-5-3, 2 clubs. I c-bet about 33%. And he raised, I called, turn came a 3. He went, he put me all in, and I called. And he had ace-6 of clubs, which, like, he had top pair and a flush draw. So he didn't hit his flush on a river. Good thing, you know, and we doubled up. And then the next pot, well, 2 hands later, I pick up queen 5 suited in the big blind. Middle position opens. And I flop queen 7-5. There's 2 hearts out there. I have queen 5 of diamonds. Same big blind. It was big blind 3K. And he opened to 6K. I called. And then the flop went check. So I was planning on check raising that flop with the stack to pot ratio. Because I had about like 25-ish big blinds to start the hand. I was going to check raise the flop and then probably jam a lot of turns. But he checked. So we went to the turn, and it was a 6, like an offsuit 6. And I probed 15,000 into about 16,500. Now, there was 2 flush draws out there. So the turn did bring a second flush draw. It was clubs. So there was hearts and clubs out there. We had diamonds. Queen 5, 6, no, Queen 7, 5, 6, right. And we probed 15,000. He called, and the river came a really bad card. It was a 6 to pair the board and counterfeit my 2 pair. So I was deciding between check calling there and picking off some bluffs, or just block betting myself. And I went with a block bet. So I bet 10,000 into a pot of about 45,000 or 46,000 or whatever the pot was. I bet 10,000, and he timed down, and he ended up folding. So now we're on break for another minute or so, and I want to say about 110,000 from starting stack 40. So it's been a great start. I mean, it's literally been 15 minutes. So we went kind of good in the beginning there, finally, since we've been kind of running so poor this entire trip. So let's see how things go. I'll keep you guys updated during the breaks and stuff. Good luck, us. We're on the next break. There's no dinner break for this thing. This is probably about the time dinner break is supposed to happen, but yeah, no dinner break. 214 players. We're in this tournament. There's 32 left. We have a healthy amount of chips. Guys. So I'm feeling good about this. We have a little bit over 400,000 chips from starting stack 40,000. It's still not on the money. 27 get paid. So it's like an 1,100 at the Venetian. And was there any interesting hands? I mean, I raised middle position once with ace-8 suited, and then some guy jammed for like 12 big blinds from the button, and I was, very committed to making the call. I called ace-8 suited. He had ace-king. He had been jamming a lot anyways, and you're getting the pot odds there for sure. I called, and I had an 8 on the river, so that was kind of fortunate. It's kind of nice to just hit an 8 on the river. Then I won a flip, ace-10 suited versus pocket 3s. Then we had king-8 suited in the small blind. Somebody from the button limped. He's been limping a lot. At big blind 8K, he limps. I complete from the small blind with king-8 suited. Big blind checks. So with the blinds and annies and all that, there's 32,000 in the middle. And the flop comes king 7-2, 2 diamonds. No, 2 hearts, sorry. King 7-2, 2 hearts. And I check it over to the button who limped. He bets 22,000 into 32,000. Of course, we're not going anywhere just yet. And the big blind folds. So we go to turn. Pot is probably around almost 80,000 at this point. So we go to a turn, and the turn is a 9 of hearts. And it goes check, check. And then the river comes a heart. I forget. I think it was a 3 of hearts or something brick. A low card heart. I think it was a 3 of hearts. I check it to him, and he bets 42,000 into about like 80-ish or whatever it was. And then we made the call, and he had jack 10, no heart, which was kind of nice. So yeah, we're doing good. I am a little bit tired, but listen, you're gonna be tired sometimes playing live poker. So hopefully we can get this done, guys. Hopefully we can get this done. Hopefully we can get to our first final table out here, and hopefully just close it out. It'll feel great just closing it out, right? Let's see what happens. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then I'm gonna continue on. So we have 400,000 chips. It's definitely above average. Definitely above average. Probably one of the top 5 chip stacks out of the 32 players. Maybe top 6, 7, something like that. It's amongst the top, 25%, let's call it, at least. So, all right, see you guys. All right, guys, we're leaving the Venetian. You can see it in the back there somewhere. I think you know why we're leaving the Venetian. So that was a bit of a rough situation that just happened. So, as you know, I had like 410K. I was like top 5 in chips, 32 left. First hand, I can remember, it was like right near the bubble, like 29 players left. And 27 get paid. 27 paid, there's 29 left. I'm like the chip lead at my table, or tied for the chip lead at my table. with one or two other players that were close in the chips. I have queen 10 off under the gun +1. Now, I normally don't open queen 10 off under the gun +1, but there was a whale in the big blind and we're on the bubble. So I decided to open queen 10 off under the gun +1. Fold around to the big blind. We're playing big blind 12K, by the way. So I opened to 24K. Fold around to the big blind and he shoves for 112K. 112K. And this guy's a whale, guys. I don't even think he knows what a bubble is. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, I gotta call 90 to win a pot of 250. It's close. Like, he can have hands like ace king, ace jack, pocket sevens, pocket eights, pocket nines, whatever. He could have some hands that really crush us. I think it's a really close spot, and if I could go back, I would have folded the queen 10 off in that situation. Because it's so close, but the table was soft enough that I didn't have to do that, right? So I would have folded. I did end up calling. I don't think it's a big mistake. Maybe it is. Like, it's probably a big mistake if he's actually jamming what he's supposed to be jamming and not being ridiculous, right? So he actually jammed ace-2 suited, guys, on the two-way from the bubble, from the big blind, when I opened under the gun +1. So I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe I can win this. Queen 10 off versus ace-2 suited. These are the kind of situations you got to win. Nope. We lost. That was a pretty big pot. I guess I lost like 110 chips, 110K chips from that. So I was down to like 280-ish. Something like that. Because I had also lost the blinds, I guess, at some point too. So I was down to like 280-ish or something. And then I get into a hand that I really severely misplayed, in my opinion. Middle position opens. I have 9-7 offsuit from the big blind. Okay? I mean, a big blind 12K. So he min raises to 25. I call. And then the flop comes jack 7-4. 2 clubs. We have 9-7 off, 9 of clubs. I check call a bet of, the pot is about 70, like 75-ish K or something with the antes in there, something like that. Or 70K, something like that. I don't know, around that range. And then he bets 25K into like 70, let's say. Obviously, we have a super easy call. We call. And then the turn came a 4. So now it's jack 7-4-4. And I'm considering donking at this point. I'm like, oh, I don't know, should I donk, should I not? I'm like, nah, I have a pretty easy check fold. You know, right? Because most people are not going to bluff in this situation. So I have a pretty easy check fold. So I check it over to him. But then he bets 30,000 into like a pot of 120. And I was like, what is this? 30,000 into 120. So yeah, that confused the hell out of me. And I ended up calling because it confused the hell out of me, right? And if I could go back, I would fold the turn. Because when they bet 30 into 120, it's like, it's either like a thin value hand, like a middling jack or something like that, or it's maybe a nutted hand, or it's a hand like, yeah, it could be like pocket 8s, pocket 9s, pocket 10s, whatever, just trying to go bet check. I don't think there's that many bluffs, and I don't think there's that many hands that I beat, right? So I should have folded that turn. I really should have. I have trouble folding turns to small sizings, guys. It's one of my weaknesses, I would say. And the river comes a 10 of clubs. So now the pot is, now the board is jack 7-4. There was 2 clubs on the flop. Jack 7-4. 4 turns. 10 of clubs on the river. So we have a great blocker to straights and flushes. And the pot is like 170-ish or something at this point. And I donked out 120,000. because that's what I would do if I had a flush or whatever. I left some chips behind because this was like on the direct bubble. There was 28 players left when this happened. So I left some chips behind. Well, it's like 60,000 behind. I bet 120,000 into 170 as a bluff, obviously. Trying to blow him off a jack or like a hand like pocket nines or pocket tens or whatever. I thought he would fold a lot of jacks to this bet. And I still think he would. He didn't have a jack. He goes all in, guys. And I'm just like acting like I have a decision. I'm like, oh, you know, obviously I have a clear fold, but I was acting like I had a decision. And I folded and he showed me quad fours. Just the old quad fours, guys, that's it. Just quad fours, yeah, so he had quad fours. That's why he bet 30,000 into 120 on a turn. It makes sense, I guess, like fuck me, you know. And after that, I was crippled, down to like 60,000, just from those two hands. It was like basically all over, and they were both very marginal, to be honest. The queen 10, I could have definitely raised folded. I probably should have raised folded. The more I think about it, like, I had to call 90 to win a pot of 250. Wow, you guys can't even see me, it's so dark over here. There's no lights here, but it's okay, you guys can hear me. It's very, very intimate this way, you know. 90 to win 250. I don't think queen 10 off is gonna cut it, guys. I think that's a fold. I made a mistake on that hand, and I doubled down on the mistake on the turn with a 9-7 off call on the turn. I think the river's really good. If I go back, I would do the river the same way, but I wouldn't do the turn, right? So, a lot of loud music here. Hold on, hold on. All right, now you can hear me again. Yeah, I thought I'd just do one of these like walking outside in Las Vegas little videos, right? Why not? There's a lot of ruckus out here, a lot of noise. So what else happened? Oh, and then I got a couple of all-ins through. I actually jammed right on the bubble with my 60K. Got called with ace-6 suited, and I thought I was gonna bubble this thing. I had ace-8 suited versus ace-6 suited. I was like, I'm gonna bubble this shit, man, fuck. And then we chopped that pot. Then I got a couple other jams through, and I got back up to like 140-ish. Got back up to like 140-ish. And then I was in the big blind, and the small blind jammed at big blind 16K. The small blind jams, he was a reg of sorts, and I had queen 10 suited. I was a snap call, right? Snap. He's got king queen off. GG, that's the end of it. We finished 27th, so we min cashed the hell out of it for 2,400 bucks. So yeah, that's it. Just the old 2,400, and now we're stuck. A total of 29,600 on the Vegas trip so far. Tomorrow we've got the 3K again. We're gonna be re-entering the 3K again. I lost 2 bullets in that today. So yeah, we'll enter the 3K. We're gonna try to stay positive, guys. I know it's been difficult for me because of just like how bad I feel like I'm running. Maybe I'm, I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy, but yeah, it just feels pretty shit, to be honest. But every morning, I still stay optimistic. I try to keep a strong, positive mindset. You know, I know with Vegas comes. I know. Wow, this music's so loud. Oh my goodness, more music here. Everyone's going insane out here, guys. Savagery. Okay. I think we're almost out of this ruckus. Oh, this escalator's not working. I'm gonna have to climb these stairs here. We're walking back from the Venetian to the Horseshoe. I'm sweating bullets already. Yeah, so tomorrow's a 3K. We're trying to stay optimistic. And to be fair, I swing a lot more when I'm playing cash games online. But it feels different when you're in Vegas and at the casino, you know? It's just like a different feeling. It's like real cash, you know? It's not like numbers on a screen. Obviously online it's real cash too, but it just feels different when you lose out here in Vegas because you're just watching like stacks of cash just, you know, disappearing. When you're online, you're just seeing the number go down on the screen a little bit. It's kind of weird to explain, but I think you poker players get it. I think you know. Oh, there is Dre's. Okay. Yeah, so I'll update you guys tomorrow. It's still pretty early here. It's not even 10. But I'm going back to the room and I gotta hit the hay. I'm exhausted, absolutely exhausted. And I just gotta hit the hay and relax. And tomorrow's tournament starts at 10, so hopefully we'll wake up in time to be there from ham 1. I really like playing tournaments from ham 1. That's where you get all the value. All the worst players are in there, so we're gonna try to do that, and I'll keep you guys updated along the way. Hopefully we get some runga tomorrow, guys. Why not? Why not get some runga tomorrow? You know, I believe we can do it. I really believe that we can turn things around in this trip. And if we don't turn things around in this trip, then we'll just get back to crushing it online. And then we'll crush it next time in Vegas. But I'm happy regardless. I'm happy I came out here. And thank you guys for watching the vlogs. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.